somebody, I think.
We got somebody.
Oh, that was the thing playing back.
Yeah, turn that.
I hear it somewhere.
I heard it.
Oh, that's over there. All right. I think we're live. Sorry, y'all. We're still working things out. I think we're live. It says we're live. Somebody let me know we're live. Let me know if you can hear us and see us.
Don't be shy. Drop a comment. Let us know you're here.
It says we got a few people on, but I don't see a comment anywhere.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, there we go.
Chastity.
Hey, girl. How are you?
Hey, girl.
Don't copy me.
I know, but
If I say hey, girl, you don't say hey, girl.
hey, sister.
Oh, there we go. We're loud and clear. What's going on, Robbie? So we are loud and clear. I know you are sorry with all you having to deal with, Chastity. And I was going to say that. We'll get started. I'm Greg.
My name's Riley.
We are part of Down South Supernatural. Dylan's up here. Halo's somewhere around. I guess Dylan will be hopping on tonight. We'll see.
Hopefully.
We got extended Down South crew everywhere too. We got folks in the mountains. Anyway, everybody say a prayer for Chastity and her family. Chastity lost her mother earlier this week. She's gone to a place where our end goal is to get to where she's gone, to be with our Heavenly Father. So prayers for Chastity and her family as they're going through this trying time. No doubt they'll get through it. They say time heals everything. I don't know about that one. But anyway,
Yeah.
I guess it does get better over time. I don't know if it ever heals. But anyway, we're praying for you, Chastity.
Yeah, we
If
are.
you need anything from us, I know we're a long ways away, but we'll do what we
You
can.
know how to get in touch with us.
Yeah. So I think it took us a little while tonight. I think we may be going live on Facebook on the Down South group. Looks like it tried to let us go live again. So without going through Riley's personal page, I'm not sure. We are live on Instagram. We're live on Twitch. I don't think we see any comments on Twitch though, so I'm not sure how that's working. Like I said, this is all still new to us.
It don't say live. It says Riley Saster's live.
All right, we'll share it to the group then. How about that?
Sorry, y'all gonna have to catch the live on Facebook on my personal page. I'm sharing it down south now.
So they'll be able to see it on Down South, right?
Catch the live on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
On my personal
All right.
page. Damn, country bumpkin.
So you can, so they'll be able to see it on Down South group page after you reshare it, right? Hello? Talk to
Yeah.
me.
They'll be able to see it on the down south page. I just shared it there.
We'll see if it works. We don't know. It says we're going live. It says we created a live now, so I'm looking at it. I don't understand why it's not there, but who cares? We're going to roll on. Most of the people, I think, and what we're learning, most of the people are seeing us on YouTube now. We
Yeah.
went from, I mean, we got several hundred people, followers on YouTube. Not bragging, that's not a big number in this day and time.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But it does look like after all the trouble we had on Facebook on our group page, that thing was growing a little bit at one time.
Yeah,
Man, we
it
were
was.
making some headway for a year, and
Yeah,
then all of a
we
sudden,
were.
StreamYard says, "Hey, we're not streaming the Facebook groups anymore." So then we start dealing with that. So, but anyway, we'll figure it out too. But we are on YouTube, Instagram. I wish
And Twitch. I
Yeah.
hadn't quite figured that one out 100% yet.
I wish I could see comments. Man, it looks like it went somewhere again on Instagram. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to worry about it. It is, like the old saying, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're all just glad to be here. Like I said, it's Wednesday Night Live again. This is our 67th live episode.
That's amazing.
For me and you, that's really amazing. 67 straight weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal for us.
Yeah, it is.
And I tell you, boy, your apartment. We're out what we call the studio, which is Riley's apartment. I got to question that window unit over there. I'm sweating. I'm sweating sitting here. Because I know it's been hot today, but jeez, it's hot in here. And we don't turn that air off, but it's struggling.
Yeah, it's struggling to catch up right now.
But ain't no need to complain, because all you got to do is look around. There's people who got it worse than this little bit of heat in here. It ain't that bad. We do got a little bit of air circulating.
Yeah, might need to get that unit out of my room too and bring it out here.
Well, it's working in there, so we'll let it roll. But anyway, go ahead and say it as we always do. Thank y'all for getting on. I know you could be doing lots of other things tonight.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. If you're up here, that definitely means that you're enjoying it. So
that's all.
We thank you for that, without a doubt.
That goal's accomplished then.
Absolutely. It says go live, man.
Is it not letting you on Instagram or something?
Anyway, I'm gonna be done with it. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna get right out of it, so I can't even see it. Now I don't have to worry about the Facebook. We'll move on to something else. So, what you gonna talk about tonight?
We got 2 people on Facebook.
Oh, sweet. So it is working. Maybe we. I said maybe we.
Yeah. Let me check YouTube.
We're definitely working on YouTube, because this is where your comments are coming from.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
Yeah, it is, Chastity. I know with all you've had going on with your mom, you haven't been able to work on your video. I know that's went on the back burner, so I'm not even. Somebody asked me when's Chastity's video coming out, and I was like, whenever it comes out, we'll all see it.
Yeah, we got 3 people watching on YouTube.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
So whenever it comes out, everybody will see it. So that's the main thing. I said she's got a lot going on right now, so it'll come out when it comes out.
And it'll be awesome when it comes out. I have no doubt.
So I think we already said this, but I'm gonna say it again. So we really thought 2 weekends ago we were gonna get back into the Hell House in Kinston. Met up with the new owners. Spoke to the guy. He's a heck of a nice guy. He hasn't been working in there a lot in the house, so they're remodeling the house. The talk around town for the last year was they were gonna sell the property and tear it down, which is probably wouldn't be a bad thing. A Spanish guy and his family bought the property, and he renovates houses. He flips houses is what he does. We finally got up with him, and he had agreed to let us back in the house after we told him. We were like, I don't know how to tell you, man, that you got a haunted house, but you got a haunted house.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, looked at Riley and I with the crazy eyes, and naturally he probably thought,
as he should,
he was probably taking it in as to what we just told him, but on the other hand, he was probably thinking these 2 guys are nuts coming up here. And we went on to tell him, hey, we've been in that house 3 or 4 times, always dealing with some things. Some of it is
not the nicest in the world.
Yes, actually not the nicest place in the world. So after about a week, we all agreed, what's going on, Dylan? We all agreed that we were going to show up, not last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, and all out of the blue, he wouldn't return our calls or messages, and I finally got him, and he was like, man, my wife doesn't want you to come back in the house. She feels like you and your team may be stirring up the negativity. And he said, my wife is a pastor. She's going to try to go in and cleanse their house herself. So I even offered to go in for us and down south to go in and actually do something we haven't done. We always go in there to see if we can communicate and figure out, what the true story is with the home and communicate with the spirits there.
we could have done the cleansing for them the whole time.
Yeah, and I think I look back and say, man, you know, why did we not cleanse the house already?
Yeah.
Because we actually, the crazy part, I guess you could say, or the freaky part of us is we actually enjoyed going in there a little bit.
Yeah.
And just seeing what type of communication we could get, and it always ended and it did. Always, every time we've been ended in a negative way.
Yeah.
So our well wishes are with you, Jose. If you're watching, he said he was going to watch some. If you need some help cleansing the house, we'll be glad to help you.
You got you got Father's number.
Yeah. So well wishes to you. We hate we can't go back in there, but we totally understand. Hopefully you guys will get it clean. Like I said, if you don't, we'll move on. So with that being said, no more Hell House for us. But I will say we got 3 or 4. We probably got 6 hours of video of that place. And now that we know we're probably not going back in there, we can make one heck of a video now.
Yeah, we can.
We've been putting it off. We've been live in there, and we've showed some clips from it.
Yeah.
Hey Brittany, hope you're well. We've showed some clips and some videos in there, and not really the whole story.
Yeah, not really.
So I guess this, along with several other things, we can close that chapter and add it to the list of making a badass video.
Yeah,
because we got it.
We got some pretty badass footage from in there.
Yeah, that place is sick. But anyway, so we'll move on. With that being said, this Saturday, this Saturday, we'll be going back to Grainger Hill in Kinston. As many of you know, you can Google it, you can look it up. It does have a past. We talked about it a little bit last Wednesday night. Hoping we could get back in this week. A lot of changes have happened there. A big company owns the place. It's not locally owned like it was before. Kind of hard to get in there. The company don't want you in there. They definitely don't want you to advertise that the place is haunted. But everybody in Kinston knows the place has a lot of history. Definitely has some spirits in there. So we thought we'd spend the night. I think we're going to have Robbie will be going. Am I right?
Robbie
Spencer will be going.
With Mysterium Inc. and Angel from Durham Paranormal will be going.
So they'll be going with us. We wanted to get Chastity in there, but like I said, we will go back. Maybe we'll see if we can get her to do a little bit of channeling for us. And I don't know if we've ever talked about it much around Chastity, but we've definitely had some dealings in there in the past with. You know what? I haven't anything. A little bit of negativity. Most of it was all good. But we did have Riley and I say the last time we went, we took some guests. Halo and Dylan showed up, and we took Brad and his daughter and another young lady went in there, and we just knew we were going to have all kinds of activities, interaction with spirits, and it was a goose egg. Not totally a goose egg. We had a little bit of communication right to start with, and then it was just like some places you go to. It's like somebody flips a light switch and you lose it all. And I will say that was probably on our part, and I'm not naming out names, okay? You hear me. I'm not naming nobody's name. But I'm saying us as a team, I feel like we sucked the last time we went.
Yeah.
So how long has it been? It's been several months.
Yeah, it has.
So we decided we'd stay out of there for a while, and because we know there's some spirits there. A week or two before the last time we went, where we got nothing, Riley and I were in there alone in the auditorium.
And we got chased out, basically.
We didn't get chased out, but we got threatened to get out. We heard a heck of a ruckus up in the balcony part. It sounded like something slung some chairs after we were saying, hey, we'll leave if you make us leave, basically. No, we didn't say make us leave.
I did.
Well, but we basically said we'll leave if you do something, let us know you're here.
Yeah.
Because we don't believe you in here. We hadn't had any communication with you all night. And then all of a sudden we heard a loud ruckus like somebody slinging one of those folding metal chairs up in the balcony into other chairs.
And then it sounded like hubs running down the stairs back to the basement.
So yeah, we all of a sudden, started getting crazy. And then Then across the spirit box it said, "Do you believe me now?"
Yeah.
And so we believed it then.
Yeah,
But
we did.
It was a very overwhelming feeling when you heard the chairs up in that place slam. I actually ended up walking up there after all that was going on, and I told Riley, I was like, "Man, I don't see nobody up here. I don't see any chairs messed up." But if you've all been investigating or you've done things and you heard a sound without a shadow of a doubt that sounded like a wreck, and it was so loud and ominous that you could look, right, your ears lead you to right where it was at.
And loud enough the people in the freaking parking lot heard it, probably, if they were out there.
So,
any
yeah,
squatters.
It's there's a lot of people, a lot of things going on that heard it.
Yeah. And
Yeah, Brad's house would be a good place for sure. We want to get you in Grainger Hill, but just to let everybody know the setup, if you Google Grainger Hill or Grainger High School in Kinston, it is no longer a high school. It was a high school early on in the years. Ended up being the city, ended up taking it over. Turned to gym, and the city still owns the gym. The city still works to use it for a recreation, of course, a workout center. But the actual building itself is pretty big. To today's standards of high school, it's very small. But back then it was a nice high school. But the actual classroom building with all the classrooms in it now, they've came in and they renovated all the rooms and turned it into housing. Assisted living housing. Well, not really assisted. Not assisted living. Low income housing, okay?
Apartments.
Basically apartments. Very nice. I'd say low income. I don't know the proper terminology. So that all the rooms are being used now. So what we're able to access, we can't go in around any of the tenants or the homeowners there, but we can go in the auditorium, which is humongous, and the auditorium has a full basement. So we will be able to investigate that. Hey, Connie. So we will be able to investigate the full auditorium, which is freaky as all get out. It's dark. The lights don't work. Nobody goes in there anymore. Nobody.
Not.
There is some power still on. You can get a few lights to work in the basement. The basement, as all basements, has probably one of the most eerie feelings that you're gonna feel.
It really does.
It's a little bit dangerous getting down in the basement. There's a spiral staircase, as Riley was saying that same night a few months ago when we were in there. We heard what was, like he said, it did sound like hooves. The staircase is a spiral staircase that is a metal staircase, so it's made out of steel. So you can hear, noises hitting those steps. Very narrow stairs. Like I said, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
And it did sound like he said hooves. It sounded like hooves. But then again, to me, if you look up at the history, a little girl was pushed off of a balcony on stage a long, long time ago and lost her life there. This place has been used for years and years and years, up until probably the last 5 years. The auditorium used to be used for dance recitals, local community dances and stuff like that. Last 5 or 6 years since the new owners took over, none at all. So when you walk in now, I mean, it is so unused. Like I said, the lights are not working. When you walk through the aisles,
You have to knock down spider webs.
no doubt, when you walk down the aisles, you can feel the spider webs hitting you. I'm not really saying arachnophobia. I say that term because you can just tell nobody's walked through there, or there wouldn't be spider webs all over the place. Probably in the history, I think this is probably the first or second place Riley got a start in paranormal investigating at Grainger. I don't think it was your first place. I think that was your bad experience in Snow Hill.
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting hooked up with Rob, who's no longer alive. He used to let you in the auditorium before the new people bought it out, just about on wheel. But Rob loved it. He loved tarot card readings. He loved ghost hunting, so he was glad he wasn't physically able to go and investigate with you, but he's staying there the whole time you were there.
He was glad to support us.
Yeah, no doubt. So he really helped you get your start.
He helped us get a few locations too at the time.
Yep. So yeah, he did. So yeah, another one that's passed on. His health got bad, and he moved on too. But we, like I said, we got hooked up with the new owners. Got a little deal worked out with them, and we go in there as long as we don't advertise. It's hard for you not to advertise a place like that, but what we know and what the owners know of the property are two different things. The town of Kinston knows this place is haunted.
Yeah.
Everybody lots of different stories about it. And the thing is, it's been haunted for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Part of the building actually burned down. Not sure how many lives. Not really, truthfully, I hear stories no lives were lost. Then I hear stories of 6 people lost their life. So who knows? I wasn't there. What I do know is the place is haunted.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I hope when we go this weekend that we're bringing more guests. Down south would definitely do a better job with our investigation part.
Yeah,
I don't know. We got off track, man, and I guess it happens. Thank God we got off track. We won't 10 hours from home paying high dollar rent somewhere. But did we get off track?
We did.
All right. I just want to make sure it wasn't me. We got off track.
I ended up getting pissed that night too.
Yeah, it was just when you invite guests, and that's the chance you take. We always say we go to places that are highly active, good spirits or bad, doesn't matter. We got places that we've been that are both, but we always have a fear of or a worry of going to a place, inviting guests, and nothing happens. No interaction, no communication. That was one of them nights that happened.
That could be true, Chastity. I hadn't never done that, but that's a good idea.
Yep. So we'll have it, and we will be able to go live a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
I need to figure out. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's a place where I actually need to set up cameras, because I'd hate for the owners to see it and never let us in there again.
Yeah.
So we'll be cognizant of that. You can record. We'll be able to record and do what we want. Probably go live on a phone. As long as the reception's good. The reception's not the greatest down in the basement. There's a lot of history. It won't be. It wouldn't be hard to get any of it. There are actually still some people still living. It's not like it was 2 centuries ago with everything that took place. I think maybe in the 1970s is when they rebuilt it.
Yeah.
After it burned down, it might have been the 50s. I don't know. Maybe I'm not even going to say dates because I'm terrible at that. Tell us some stories about the first time. I know I got one. My daughter was going with us a little bit more before she opened up her bakery and stayed so busy. But this was one of the first places she ever went to with Riley investigating, down in the basement. And to this day, that's one place that she's, she has no reason to tell a story about it. They smelled sulfur in the basement.
I did. I smelled sulfur strong in the basement that night.
Yeah.
And I ended up after I smelled sulfur, I said, "You must be a big bad SOB. Why don't you go ahead and scratch me and show me you're here?" And she ended up getting scratched shortly after that, and I never did.
Let's just say that was back when he did a lot more provoking than he does now. Try not to do no provoking unless we get in a place that we know is active and it's dead silent.
Yeah, that's when I turn up my notch a little bit.
But that ain't. Do you brag about that? No. You shouldn't brag about it. You shouldn't.
I'm a big talker. I brag.
What a prick.
I know.
Anyway, so my daughter ended up getting scratched that night. So she's been to a few places with us.
Yeah.
Since then, but not a lot. She went to the battleship with us.
Yeah.
In Wilmington. That was a pretty cool investigation, but I don't need to get sidetracked. So back on Dylan's Bins. Anybody want to get on with us tonight? Anybody out there want to get on and talk? We ain't got a lot going on. We just thought we'd talk about our investigation coming up this week.
And I counted earlier, and we got this.
Sweet, that'll be good, Robbie. He said he's got a good photo of the mascot to bring. That'd be cool. Was it what was the mascot then? I don't even know. Was it a Viking? Chastity, what'd you say you were seeing? Let me just go back up. I'm sorry, I was rambling on as I do. She looked it up in Grainger High School. Oh, a red devil? Ah, interesting. So the city school, high school now is a Viking, the Kinston Vikings. So
Yeah.
it's funny. One of our public county schools in Kinston are the Blue Devils now, South Illinois Blue Devils. So it's funny.
Yeah.
Grainger High was a red devil. There you
Yeah.
go. That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that. We should know things like that. We get caught up in the middle of the action and forget some of the things that really matter.
Yeah, I know.
Another thing, like I said, the big talk around town is everybody feels like the little girl who got pushed off the catwalk balcony, who lost her life in there. They feel like she haunts the place. I don't know, man. Have you ever made contact with a female there?
I have a little girl.
We've tried, but I don't know.
A little girl.
So Riley has made contact. We've tried several times. I don't remember. I know we've got some crazy voices. Several different times we have, like I said, a poltergeist activity for sure. I'm not going to say demonic, but the spirits there don't mind showing you. Never physically seen one. That's one of the spirits manifest itself where I could see it. Have you? There.
Never at Grainger.
Put that bottle up, man.
I've never seen manifestation at Grainger.
Oh my goodness! Look at that, everybody. 1 million people watching. Riley putting a stinky turd in a bottle.
I apologize, y'all.
Why'd you spit it out? You just put that dip in.
I know.
What's up with that? That's so unlike you.
I just won't feeling it. Tired of spitting on the live.
Oh, jeez. He's probably fixing to put a fresh one in.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Let's see.
Great, now I can't spit in my bottle. Daggone it.
Give me a second here. Let's see. Oh. Stupid thing. Sorry, y'all. Trying to send the link to Chastity. Riley's fingers are dirty with some little bit of stinky on them. A little bit of stinky. Nasty joke. Let me see, hold on, y'all. We'll get back. Let me send Chastity this link.
What is in there?
She wants the link. She's going to hop on here and say, hey.
Awesome.
I'm going to take a picture of it for some reason. It's not working, Chastity. Straight from the messenger. Maybe, I think you'll get that. Let me move it out of the way. So yeah, anything else? Why does it say the live? Sorry, it says the live will begin shortly, y'all. That shows you how far off. It began 35 minutes ago, and I just turned that off. I suck.
Nah, way suck.
Saliva and bacca. I say caca. Caca. Oh, now we're gonna manifest the bottle again. We're gonna make out with the bottle for the next 30 minutes of the live. That's the most action you had this week. Never mind, actually, I shouldn't say that. You started off the week pretty good for you.
Yeah, I did. I ain't no kidding.
Oh, jeez. Go back and tell me some action that you and Dylan's had at Grainger.
Me and Dylan have had quite a good little bit of activity at Grainger. We have had much spirit box communication and some crazy, crazy REM pod activity and music box activity. So, down south in our inventory, our good buddy Angel, he made me 2 purge units.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
When you put one of those purge units in the basement downstairs, there, what would you call that room? Is it that's got the water thing in it?
There's a boiler.
A boiler.
Boiler room in the basement. Like you guys will see this weekend, if the ones who haven't been. It's a pretty big basement with probably 3 or 4 rooms in it, 3 or 4 large rooms. One of them's a room of mirrors. The whole thing on the walls is nothing but mirrors, like where girls would go in there and stretch and practice for a dance, which is kind of a very eerie room.
Yeah.
But the whole time everything's dark in there, so you can't get the full light effect of it.
No.
What's been the most active room for you?
The
there?
most active room is probably that boiler room I was telling you about.
And see, the last 2 times we went, we got nothing in the boiler room.
Because every time you go in there with the XLS or the SLS, there is going to be something either in the back corner of that room, or there's going to be, the last few times that we've checked it, there's something crawling on the ceiling for some god-awful reason.
So we got a lot of video. We've gotten a lot of video from there with an XLS camera or the SLS back in the time of some, I don't know the proper terminology. It's climbing on the walls and the ceilings. That's what I say. So I mean, it's
not human.
Definitely not human. But I don't know what to make out of it. But it's definitely not human. And when I say we got videos of it, we got a lot. I didn't realize it was in that boiler room. All right, we got a guest popping up here. Chastity's getting on. It'll be audio only.
What's up?
Chastity.
What's up?
Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm hanging in there.
What's up, hung girl?
Hey. I was just going to join in and let y'all know what I saw as y'all were talking about it.
That's what I was curious. Had you done any channeling already?
Spit some hard facts at us.
Well, I haven't really been doing a lot of channeling lately naturally, but I've still been tapped in pretty well, at least with higher vibrational spirits. But as I sit here and think about this place, I just feel like I'm claustrophobic almost walking through that basement. And I also feel like I got a vision of one of those light bulbs blinking. And then there was a man, he had no shirt on, he was very skinny. He wasn't extremely old. He still had like light brown hair that was dusty and his skin was gray. And he would get closer to me the more I stared at him. Each blink of the light in the darkness, he moved closer. And then as I kept tuning into it, he walked around my left side and almost like acted really weird and like sniffed me. It was really weird. So whatever it is, it's animalistic. Even if it is a human spirit, it's descended.
That, Chastity, so agree with me or disagree with me. That could be the hoof sound we were hearing running down the stairs that night.
I mean, it's possible, but also, too, it could be a spirit making that sound to make it more scary. Think about it. If it's the red devils, well, the devil and the way that they portray it in this imagery that I just looked up online, they have hooves because they're like half centaur almost. When you go into mythology, like half man, half beast.
Yeah.
So it could be something symbolic, like symbology of it, or it was just really weird. He looked like a human. I think it is a human spirit I saw, but I mean, it's not me seeing everything there. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, the statement you made, definitely we've seen a blinking light.
Okay.
Down. It's so weird when you say that because it's a very eerie feeling because not a lot of lights work there. But at the bottom of the main staircase, we do turn that light. We get that light to come on, and that joker blinks. Out of
Yeah.
all the ones that blink, it's the only one. It works.
Right. And just to clarify for anybody listening, I've never been there, and they've
Yeah.
never told me that.
No, she's never been there. Another thing that I didn't say, I have said it. I think I said it last week. The last time I think we went, Halo was with us. It was the last. It was the last time, maybe.
Yeah,
Golly,
it
I'm
was.
sorry.
It was probably about 3 or 4 months ago.
It's been a little while, but while we were in the room of mirrors, it's a large room, probably 30 by 30, which is a big room, 30 feet by 30 feet at least. But all the walls are full of mirrors. But while we were in there, I was standing at the doorway. Halo was out in the hall, looking down the long hall in the basement. And there's a little dim light at the end of that hall, so you could see shadows. You could see anything very well. She looked at me. I was by the door, and she said, "I'm telling you, I just saw someone or something looking around the corner at the end of the hall, and
Yep.
it was very hairy." She said, "Very hairy, very pale," and said it almost. It was the weirdest thing to me because I was like, "You're crazy. It's all get out." She said it looked like an animal head, like a wolf head. And I
Okay.
thought, "You're kidding me. There's no way." So I had the XLS camera in my hand at the time when she told me that, and I walked. It was probably like, I don't know, 100 feet down that hall.
Yeah.
It's not a short hallway, 12 foot wide. It's a wide hallway, kind of long. Got to the end of it, and right before, I'm telling you, like one step before I got to the corner where the hallway takes a left turn, I heard steps. They weren't running, but I heard like 6 steps. And by the time I rounded the corner with the camera, gone, nothing.
Wow.
So then I'm looking at her and I'm saying, "I'm sorry. I just basically accused you of lying when, without a doubt, I heard footsteps like boots walking."
Yeah.
I believe it.
So it was look after that happened. The hair stood up on my arm. It was not overwhelming, but that's probably the first time I've been down there and felt a little bit of heaviness.
And that was in the basement, or was that in the auditorium?
No, it was in the basement. But now
Okay.
there's a feeling in there when you enter this building. I'll say it loud and clear. When you enter the building, it is just so dang eerie. It's an eerie feeling. But when you go down that spiral staircase and enter, the first foot hits the concrete in that basement, it's like somebody strapped 100 pounds on your back.
Yeah. And that's
I can believe
every
that.
time.
It's just very heavy in there. So I don't know. It's a different place. Like I said, the whole town. It's been talked about for years and years, way before we started investigating or even thought about investigating. There's been so many things other people have said have happened there. Even people who went to school there have stories of hearing noises, doors slamming back when it was the school. Just a lot of history there. So
I believe it. Yeah. And
there.
Robbie's asking if he can hop in. So I sent you the link that I had to type out to the Bobby Mackey chat, so you can forward it to him instead of the
Yeah.
picture.
Let me see. Let me do the little. Oh, she already seen it. Okay.
Robbie.
So while y'all were doing that, I will say, I mean, if
to
it's
Robbie.
Yeah.
if it was a high school first, you already have teenagers with hormones and, they're still figuring out the world. That brings its own type of energy collectively.
Absolutely.
And then, I feel like this place was abandoned for a while. Maybe people wasn't in it very much.
Correct.
And then, the state picked it up. So it's still probably not as populated. But now that you're having low income or Section 8 occupants, people that are under a lot of stress, because, if they're already low income, like myself, that comes with stress. So, you have all of those mental factors. Sometimes it's mental illness. And you have people from all different walks of life. Maybe they had a long road where they, abuse certain things. That comes with its own type of energy. And you take that collective energy and you just keep smashing it on top of each other. It makes layers and layers and layers. I mean, so you're digging through layers when you go there. You're not, things are going to be from different errors.
Yeah.
Well, it was, as you know, you've talked to Halo. It was her first, maybe on her second, third time going with us anywhere, and look, she definitely has some psychic things going on. Even if she's watching, I've told her before, something that night that she went the last time we went, and it went downhill for us after that.
Yeah.
Something played her like a puppet there, because I know she had been talking to you already a little bit, trying to learn herself basically.
Yeah.
But no doubt, she has. I don't know what the correct word is. I've lost my words tonight. But she has some abilities for sure.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know how to control them at all at this point, and
It takes time.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna add
I mean,
Robbie.
it's something.
There's Robbie. How you doing, Robbie?
Good, how are you guys doing?
Hello.
So, I was going to jump in and add to what the Classy was saying. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I can't hardly hear you. What'd you say now?
Hold on, just a second.
Kind of a little bit distorted sounding. It could be on our end. Sometimes we have audio issues.
Yeah.
9-7.
I will mute. I'm gonna mute my mic just to make sure, because we get some. Okay, so Connie couldn't understand you neither, so I know it ain't just us then.
He's muted now. And I sound like I'm in a room.
Yeah, he does.
I hear you
Trying to
loud
see
and
if-
clear.
See if maybe it's my headset.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what
Yeah,
to
that's
do, but
better.
it's a lot cleaner now.
Let's see if my audio's better. Not really.
You're good, Chastity.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, Mr. Robbie.
You can hear me. So what I was going to add on is we also don't know was there before the school was there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm almost
That's
questioning
true.
if there's a portal there.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, because, like,
Oh, what I will tell you, I do remember that me and Rob were talking about before he passed, was the school was actually built on the land on top of an Indian water supply.
that's interesting. The place isn't far off from the Neuse River in town, but I mean, if there's an Indian water supply there, that means you got some type of Indian village or something. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, because I won't dare then.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Rob has passed now. He did his homework.
Yeah.
He knew the place like the back of his hand. So
Yeah.
who knows? I will tell you this. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's demons there, but I will tell you it's poltergeist for sure, because we've had doors slam and have not witnessed anything getting thrown, but for
we've
sure have heard it, and it's not like an echo. It's not like something quiet. It's flat out. It'll bone chilling.
It'll make your skin crawl.
Footsteps, as Chastity said, lights blinking. But the last time we were there, like I was saying, Halo, something was communicating with her, and it had her walking like she was walking on a leash. It had her walking in circles, and really, honestly, had her speaking crazy.
Yeah.
She was just crazy.
That can happen.
I mean, really, like I said, it made me feel like watching her walk the room, and the people and guests who were with us were like, dude, later on they were like, what was wrong with her? And the more I thought about it, she wasn't putting on, but something, I felt like she was a puppet on a string.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
I did too.
And after that, after all that, hey, we even caught a spirit on the camera that night. She saw the dude peeking around the corner. But after that, we got out of there. We were like, this is going nowhere. It's, like I said, it's like someone turned the light switch off and it stopped.
Yeah.
But now she was getting ugly with it.
Yeah.
She was kind of threatening it. You're not going to do nothing to me. I mean, going in a direction we don't go. And after that, it quit. And I mean, it was just like, dude, you know, we really made a mess of this tonight as a team.
Yeah.
Not saying it was all on her because we sucked.
Yeah.
We just had a bad night.
Well, in situations like that, and not to just start to change the subject, but using this as an example, at Bobby Mackey's, the energy was so chaotic and so thick, it was almost impossible for even me. And I've dealt with the paranormal for many years, and I've been doing this for 5, which is not that long, but long enough. I can discern energy, and there were times that it was so mixed up, and it was physically painful to be in there. I really couldn't channel like I wanted to, and it messed with my nerves and different people, and it can influence you. And her going in that situation, and maybe her starting to realize that her putting her foot down called in. Can y'all still hear me? Because it went totally blank in my ear. Hold on, that's weird. Audio. Okay, there we go.
Sorry. We hear
Okay,
you.
you're fine. I just wanted to know if y'all could still hear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, she could have, sent it off herself, because everybody has the ability to push out anything. So if it was jumping on her and then she caught that, then yeah, it would have stopped the activity because something come in. It was just like my guardians showed up when we turned off the lights in the room of faces. Two of my guardians that only show up when I do remote house clearings came in and stood behind me because of what come in that room.
I remember you were saying that.
Yeah, and I wish it's something that I could physically show people, but it's a psychic thing, a psychic impression. And that's kind of the hardest part about doing psychic work. But I've noticed just from my experience going with you guys, the impressions that I'm getting, because I've never got to doing psychic investigations. I've lived in haunted houses because I attract things like that because of my light or because of the gifts that I have. They come and talk to me, or your abilities, whatever you want to call it. And that's there's a teeter-totter, there's a very fine line to walk here. And the place that you're talking about, I see that energy. I don't know if it's the guy that looks all gray with the brown hair, but the whole like half man, half beast, there's something beastly about the energy that walked towards me. It had an animalistic instinct. And me and Emily, the fine art medium, on the Lights at Midnight, teach that descended human spirits basically, they descend and they pick up animalistic traits the further they stay in that low vibration. So they're feeding like these low vibrations of human low vibrations too. Greed, envy, super ego. Just they feed the beast, and they continue to feed those feelings. They become what biblically, or maybe even like in demonology, is described as animalistic behaviors with the demonic.
Yeah.
So that's why I call them descended. A human spirit can actually go very, very dark, depending on how powerful and the older they are and the more that they learn, if they stay on the other side. But it's not every human spirit.
Yeah.
That's just all I wanted to add to that.
Yeah. It almost strikes me as something at Grainger that may be something like a deity.
Right.
Which is like,
Or
if
Go
you've
ahead,
done your research in the whole demonology area, like you were talking about, basically a lower level demon.
yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar in different levels, and could it be possibly there is something darker there that's probably harvesting energy?
Yeah.
That's its purpose. And they all have different, it's like I was having the conversation, the difference between soul collectors, soul eaters, and it depends on the beliefs. I mean, what if this being, if it's not a human spirit, there could be a being there that was associated with the land that was conjured before. I personally believe in cryptids, but I think they come in many different forms. I don't think all cryptids are physical. I think some of them can be interdimensional, or they can be
Yeah.
thought forms that were created.
Kind of
So
like a
there's so
type
many
of
different
spirit.
ways.
Like a what?
Type of thought form.
Yep.
Spirit. Manifested with people's minds through thought, and they think so much on it until it comes to form and takes on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, the last time we went, we haven't been like I said, in a few months, but the last time we went, it was very inactive. So, naturally we started thinking, dude, have the spirits moved on here? But I don't know. We've been enough. We feel like they should know us. I know they know us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I wonder the previous time before that, did we upset it so bad that it don't want to communicate with us anymore?
You're going to get activity this weekend.
Yeah,
I have a good feeling we are too.
yeah, maybe so. Like I said, I say it all the time. Whenever we invite guests, we always have as us. We always worry about.
Yeah.
We pump these places up. We get a lot of activity, and we finally take someone, and it's like, what, really?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
this is one place that we've been, and Riley's probably been there. He's probably been there a couple dozen times over the last few years. I've only been there a handful of times, 4 or 5 times.
Heck, I've probably been there more than a couple of dozen.
But I've not seen up until Halo's ordeal, when something was guiding her, man.
Yeah.
Something was just took her.
Doing what it wanted to with her, basically.
But I've heard some stories there, smelling the sulfur. That's happening on 2 or 3 times he's been. And it's so dark in there, it's hard to get any good video. But at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 times we have captured things and interacted with things with the XLS camera.
And let me remind you, you gotta be a seriously strong spirit in order to make that purge unit go off, because that unit has not gone off anywhere else for us except the Savannah Haunting House in Savannah, Georgia.
It's so, I shouldn't call it tight, or it for a while we didn't think it worked because we never got it to go off when REM pods would go off all around it. So like he said, it's only worked in a couple of places. So
Does this basement flood?
No.
No.
Well, there are some places where you can tell it's been damp. I don't think it's flooded, but there are some wet areas.
Yeah.
A little bit of mold, but not like goes underwater
wondering.
by no means.
Okay. Yeah, I was
This
just wondering.
place- This building is actually on a hill. Hence, they call it It was called Grainger Hill. So the basement is actually the floor of the basement is still higher than the exterior roads around it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really have any water issues except any that it may create from rainwater or no groundwater.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just seeing a part in this building that is like shorter ceilings and brick walls and brick like center pillars.
Yeah,
It's just where I saw the blinking light.
that's
screwed
exactly
up.
what it
That's screwed up. How's she doing that?
that's what she does.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like when you go in the basement.
She needs to get off this live. I just got chills.
I tell you something. Something I think about all the time, and it's really because I've been there on more than one occasion back before I ever knew anything about it being haunted, when it was active and they still were doing dance recitals there, and always something going on there.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those dance teams and different people, because they practice and warm up in the basement, and then they come on stage. How many of those people experienced something while they were there and just wrote it off as nothing?
Yeah.
It had to have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say go in, and I don't know how many people are going back, but if you've got more than 6 people, you want to probably break up into like 2 teams. Because what I'm feeling as you're sitting there, I'm seeing these little girls in their little outfits getting ready, and I'm seeing like a little outlier little girl, and she hears something, and she doesn't really, she just like, oh shit, and she just goes back to the crowd. But when there's a bunch of people down there, whatever's down there kind of sticks to the shadows, sticks to the edges of the wall. It don't really like a lot of people.
That makes sense too. I
Yeah,
mean,
that does.
that makes sense. We'll see. Like I said, I hope it'll be very active. Um,
Yeah, it's got Grainger's pulled a lot of attention for us over the years.
so not even that. So I don't know, the first time it's been a little while. It was in the last year when we got back with the new owners. A lady who works there, she's actually the manager there. We've come to be good friends with her. And I said it last week. I know you didn't hear me, Chastity. You had a lot going on, but there's a certain apartment in the actual school. One of the old rooms that was turned into an apartment. 3 people died in that place. 3 different people died in that same room within 30-day period.
Yeah, that's a little much. And I just watched an episode of Paranormal Nightmare, the Foreman Brothers, and they just investigated a low-income building that used to be an actual assisted living home. And it was having the same issues. Like, different apartments, people were dying in specific apartments. And they would go into the hallways. I swear they caught a shadow figure they didn't even see. And Emily actually covered that video for Lights at Midnight this weekend since I wasn't available. And it's a very similar place, except it wasn't a school. And it was always some type of housing, but it's got a similar feeling because people coming in and out. And, if there's just something like that and they're already fragile people or in fragile mental states, that's the only way something negative like that can take advantage. But it's 100% possible if a spirit's strong enough. If you have a health condition, for example, I've worked cases documented, specifically Beth, the one I just went to, her house I went to in Kentucky. Every time I try to come at this entity, I have a bad tooth that'll swell up. And I had a different one swell up. And I mean, it'll swell up as big as a baseball on my face every time I try to confront the entity in this house. But luckily, this time going to Beth's, I was able to put the whole picture together by going and doing like a psychic walkthrough in the clearing and stuff. And she said she has not had any further paranormal activity, but her husband has. So it's really an emotionally things that are emotionally connected to things. And when we are dealing with trauma, whatever trauma has happened there literally settles in the corners of places. That's everywhere. And that energy itself can feed things. And, I found that darker entities like to be in empty places sometimes. And even if it's empty parts of buildings that have people, what better place to, prey on people that are weak-willed at that point in their life.
Yeah.
Right. So that picture there, what you're looking at there, of course, that's been a long time ago. A lot of daylight in that picture, but so that's the auditorium, and that's how it looks today.
Right.
But you can see kind of in the background, that's the balcony I speak of, and there are chairs up there, a few rows of chairs. But the last time we were there, so Riley and I were up here on the front, the closest to you. What you don't see to the right of those first row of chairs is the stage. But we were right there on the stage when we heard it. Like I said, it sounded like something through, a folding metal chair. It sounded what like would sound if you took a folded metal chair and you slung it into a row of metal chairs. And after that, we were telling the spirit, we'll leave, but you got to prove to us you're here. And that happened, along with the footsteps going down the stairs. It was wild. It definitely made our hair stand up. But then and we got it recorded immediately after that. It said, "Do you believe me now?"
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later is when we didn't get much when we went back. So just wild that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've even found not every situation, but I have found during certain lunar phases the energy's higher. So if you were to go near a full moon or a new moon, like those are the types of things I want to start really looking into and seeing if I can find patterns. Because as much as I'm intuitive, I love the like putting the puzzle pieces together, the investigation. I love that part of it.
I understand that part.
So that stage, I have been right here on this stage and sit on this front row one night, and I even questioned myself. I was like, "Man, you're losing your mind." I could have swore one night we were getting spirit box activity like crazy, and this statue right here, I swore it looked like that statue, the head was moving left and right to the
Right.
point. I don't know if I wanted it to move that bad, but sometimes
I've seen stuff like that
You make your
too.
mind. I don't think it was true, but I think I wanted it to be true so bad I saw it. Is that even possible? I don't know.
I think that's the statement that I use with Dylan when I tell him stop tripping hell's bells.
Pretty much. So what you don't see, there's a catwalk on this stage. At the back of the stage, behind this black curtain, there's a catwalk up high. You can walk all the way across this stage, and they do it. They hang different lighting and different things, but that's where the little girl was pushed off that catwalk down to her death right here on the stage.
There's a man that hangs out back there with black rimmed glasses, and he's got a big jolly round face, and he looks like he's wearing almost like a vest sweater.
I don't doubt that at all.
I don't know. That's just what I see.
I just tell you, there's just some very very eerie things. I'm not gonna lie, it's just very eerie. This is the front entrance going into the auditorium. So they don't use this entrance anymore. This entrance faces south, which would be we'll definitely face. We'll be going in the back, the rear entrance, which is just a very small side entrance. But this part would be, if you walk through the door, you'd walk right into a foyer, and you'd walk through a door, and you'd be able to go right up to that upper stairs to that the balcony section. But it is a very weird feeling when you come in here. I mean, this is the place you go. The whole time you're in there, you just feel like somebody's staring at you from the balcony.
Yeah.
I've sit up there.
I can tell you.
Do what?
I went there yesterday to take pictures. Right?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was driving to Greenville to work,
Right.
and so I stopped by Kinston to see it, and I could have swore there was somebody standing in that window up there.
I don't doubt that. I do not. I don't doubt. Every time I go, I take a lot of pictures, especially of the windows, because I just feel like somebody's watching me, man. Every time I go there.
Yeah.
Every time. I wish you'd show the entrance, not an entrance, but pictures of the basement. I mean, a basement's a basement. I don't care if it's in under an old house or in a new building. A basement will always be an eerie feeling basement, no matter what.
Facts.
But this place here is, like I said, when you come off those metal staircases and your foot touches that concrete floor in that basement,
Yeah.
and it's like clockwork. It happens every time. I don't know if I'm building myself up to it.
It's like a whole different ball game.
But you feel it, man. You just, I mean, you can feel it. And but with that being said, we've had action in the auditorium. Like I said, we had the poltergeist activity. I'm really surprised because most of the stuff in the basement that Riley's found has been in the boiler room. It's a smaller room in the basement. But there's one room in particular that we did catch a figure with the SLS camera. Actually, there's two rooms, but the one I'm speaking of, the room is full of mirrors. All the way around the whole room is mirrors on the wall. you know, when you go in dance studios and they have the wood bar on the wall, I guess where the girls like put your leg up on it and do whatever they do. But
Yeah.
there's full mirrors. That whole room is like that. I don't know why we've never gotten anything in there.
The best SLS footage we ever had from that run was when it was just me and Dylan, and we went and set up in the mirror run, because that first thing that comes to mind, this has got to be a portal run.
You would think that.
Every single mirror is facing each other in this run.
They are. Definitely. They really are.
And we turned the SLS on and turned the live on Facebook only at the time. And the first thing we catch on the SLS, a figure of a person hanging by their neck from a rope hooked to the roof.
I remember that.
In that run of mirrors.
But the last 2 or 3 times we've got 0. And then the room beside it is the one that Halo was getting played like a puppet in, and we've never got hardly anything in that room.
We have had some pretty good flux communication in that run.
Yeah.
Light communication, that's about it.
Let me ask you guys this. You said there was 3 deaths in that one room in the main part of the school. Have there been any other deaths throughout the school?
Oh, yeah. So I've had trouble finding it as far as in writing, but people who know who went there, there were a lot of things happened that got covered up at this school. I heard that even when the building burnt, part of that building is burnt down and they rebuilt it back. 6 people died in that fire.
Right. The point I'm making is, when I was doing research on it, it's currently a senior housing, affordable housing for seniors. So I'd imagine there's probably a lot more deaths than just those 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, La.
Yeah, there's a lot more there. I've heard so many things. I hate to even say things because I don't like to talk about things that's not documented well. But I know several people who actually went to high school there. And it was about the time when this was the first school in Kinston after, when whites and blacks went together. This was the first school. What's the word? Jesus, I should know the word.
Prejudice?
Segregation.
Thank you, segregation. This is the first school in Kinston. And you can only imagine what was going on there when that happened.
Yeah.
The word on the street was there were lots of fighting. The word was a certain group of people may have hung another group of people or person. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. Like I say, I feel like it's hearsay, but I do know for a fact that a lot of things were probably covered up back then that are not documented today by people who've told me the stories who actually went to school there.
Ronnie, he told me that a group of kids would push other kids off a balcony outside and they'd fall to their death at Grainger.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just, like I said, there's definitely a lot of history. Some of the things I've looked up are not documented, but the people who've told some of the stuff have no reason to lie about it.
Yeah.
A lot of negativity for sure.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you can only see videos. I don't remember segregation, but you hear tales from all your your parents or grandparents who went through it. Man, a lot of it was negative. And this is where it started in Kinston, right here at this school. So
I would love to come out there this weekend if I had the ability.
well,
He's got to work,
invited.
but
You're invited. You
You're
can come.
invited.
is it Saturday or Friday night?
Saturday.
Well, if it was Friday night, we could come because Nick's on bereavement until Saturday, but he has to go back Sunday morning.
You might need to get him a stomach ache or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I know
Taco
if you
Bell.
mention it
Taco
to
Bell.
him. Yeah, if you mention it to him, because I know he's probably itching right now. He probably hadn't done nothing in a while.
Tell him to drink a laxative and start blowing out, and then tell his boss he's got to call out due to a terrible stomach.
Right. Well, we just go by Taco Bell real quick, and then we can probably
Oh,
take care
yeah,
of that
open
with some
that
little hot
third eye,
sauce.
baby.
Yeah, the third eye.
Yes.
That's how we channel around here.
The third eye.
So, Robbie, is this your first time going?
Yeah, to this school. I've been doing investigations for 20 years.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we've shouted you out before, but tell everybody who you are, Robbie. I'm sorry, I should have done that to start with, man.
I'm
got
the director of
something good
Mystery
coming
Mink Paranormal. We are working on a Paracon at the Devil's Tramping Ground next year.
Correct.
And it's going to be a collaboration of about 12 paranormal teams working together to make this happen.
Wow.
My team's currently on hiatus until after October because I'm getting married in October and we're kind of focusing on that. But it's kind of nice to be able to go on an investigation with another team that I'm not the one planning.
Yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm definitely interested. I plan on coming out there to that Paracon. So I will be there. I do all kinds of stuff. So I do investigation psychic work. So if y'all are selling booths, let me know, and then I'll be happy to spread the word.
So we do have booths up for sale. It's on the website, ChathamCountyVortexParacon.com. The sign-up sheet and everything's on there. I haven't checked it in a while. I need to do that. There for a while, I was working 16 hours a day, so it made things a little hard.
Yeah.
That's completely understandable. But yeah, that's great. They've been Riley and Greg have been talking about this for a little while now. So they've been letting us know, and yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm glad to see more Paracons coming to the North Carolina area because we need them. We don't have, we're building a stronger like paranormal investigation areas in North Carolina. Because I don't know, 10 years ago, we'd have to go out in the middle of a field or to the local historic haunts. And people don't want nothing to do with that, especially around Appalachia. They go inside, shut their doors, and they don't fool around. So I'm excited to see all this happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first investigation was in a cow field, so I know what you mean.
I'm from the Triad area, but I lived in Stokes County, North Carolina. And that place is what made me believe in the paranormal. So that's technically the home of the Lawson family massacre. And, we've got the Sara Mountains up there and the massacre of the Sara Native American tribe. And then just them, some people that actually she's actually in the chat, Brittany, she was part of my podcast. So I host a psychic paranormal podcast called Lights at Midnight. And they're from Stokes County, but the northern part, and they have tons of paranormal experiences. So I'm ready to get a good little investigation in up there, but you're going to be out in the middle of a cow field, or you're going to be, over next up the Rock Tree Hill, beside the bale of hay. So we got to figure something out.
You're familiar with my hometown then. I grew up in Mount Airy.
Oh, yes, I am. Very close to that, actually.
And one of my former members was the director of Stokes County Paranormal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Small world.
Yep, that it is. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's going to do good. All right, I tried, V. I'm trying to get you there. V said he definitely has to work.
I'm going to take you to work, V. Dropping you off.
We'll send the Uber for you. How about that?
Right? That'll be about a $700 bill. Might as well get a Turo car.
Psychic channel yourself here. How about that?
Zoink.
See if we can open a portal and get you to pop.
Let me see if I can count how many monsters Riley has left in that fridge. He just got it.
Let me just tell you. Let me show you what he's working with.
I keep them in stock.
You see that?
Yeah, I do.
He's not going to run out this week.
He better not.
What you got? What, 6? 1, 2?
I'm excited. Have y'all announced the early August trip yet?
Oh, St. Albans in 2 weeks.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So we paid the deposit on that today. Today was the day. So we're
Awesome.
We're locked in. I hate to even say the date. Is it August the 1st or the 4th?
First.
Because you kept saying the 4th, and everybody was like, "Are you kidding me? I've changed." Brittany said she changed her schedule because of that.
So it is the 1st.
Yeah, I suck.
It's fine.
I suck.
Have you ever been there to St. Albans, Robbie?
No.
Okay, I figured you had. Up in a lot of people in y'all's area I've heard
Yeah.
have been.
Where is it
Yeah.
located?
Radford, Virginia.
Oh, okay. No, see, I live in Elizabethtown now.
Elizabethtown. What's that close to?
It's like halfway between Fayetteville and Wilmington.
Oh, okay. All right. You're south of us. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about 2 to 2.5 hours away from Riley and Greg. So it's really not that far.
Yeah.
It's about the same for me. It's about a 2-hour drive.
That's awesome. Well, I really hope y'all's investigation goes well this weekend. And if I can make something magical happen, you might see me there.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully something will turn your way and you can make it.
Yeah.
We'd be glad to have you if you do. But
Yeah, we would.
maybe
The fact I'm getting these psychic impressions, it just makes me wonder. And it makes me curious, and I want to go.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk with Halo after she went there and had
Yes.
such an ordeal? Did you make any heads or tails out of what she was telling you was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tuned into what she was seeing, and I saw it too, and I'm trying to remember exactly the details. But me and her both saw something that didn't look very good. I mean, you're working with multiple energies,
Oh yeah.
100% there. Like, you've got regular human spirits, and then you have things that are like descended or, disgruntled. And then, that beastly energy, like animalistic energy, definitely there. Then there's residual. I truly believe this thought form. I mean, you're working with all kinds of things there. But I don't know why. I just keep seeing the brick room, and the ceilings are low and that blinking light, and I just see that one person like in that area, that man with like he looks pale, like he's obviously dead, and he just keeps like going down in the corner. And he's like either standing up. It's almost like he's psychotic or just has very awkward. I mean, he literally come up to my side of my face. It was a very vivid vision, and that's why I wanted to come on here and tell y'all about it. So at wherever that blinking light is, you may want to try to do some investigations. And then I see somebody pacing on the balcony. It's like they're just going back and forth, back and forth. And then I see that kind of almost teacher-looking guy from the 60s or the 70s, probably late 60s, early 70s. It'd be interesting to see like an old yearbook and see if I could find who I'm looking for. Because I could probably draw. He's just got really jolly cheeks. He's a little plump. And he's got square black glasses. And he might even have like a slight gap between his teeth. Like maybe that, or I don't know. He doesn't seem very unhappy. He's just there, and I don't know why. And he's behind the stage.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
There's a feeling there when you go there. It's it's one of those feelings you're scared to look behind you when you're walking through there.
Yeah.
You might have old sniffer guy that was walking around.
I feel like you just know something's there when you look around.
Yeah.
It's wild. It is a wild place, and I do hope we'll have a lot better communication than we did the last time.
Yeah.
I believe y'all will too.
And Angel, I guess Angel's still coming. So Angel's going to come also.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Angel's. I don't know what's wrong with Angel. He seems to make things happen.
He's a very spiritual person, I believe.
Without a doubt, he is. Maybe Ruth will come because she's she's the same way. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can make it, you and V, come on. We'll put you up. You can stay out here in Riley's apartment, and you don't have to drive back Saturday night or Friday. Yeah, Saturday night.
That would be awesome. And Robbie, are you sensitive at all? Or do you consider yourself just kind of tuned into energy more so or anything?
I'm in tune a little bit to energy. I can feel things usually.
I thought so. And it's more of a feeling that you get just surrounding you or in your body?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I had stopped doing paranormal investigations for a long time. And really what started me doing it, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jordan Lake.
Yeah.
I went camping in Jordan Lake. And Jordan Lake was literally flooded over a town. So they didn't take up any of the bodies or anything. And there's, I think, 60, I can't remember, 16 or 60 drownings there a year. So I'm there camping, right? And the girl that I was dating was there. And the bathhouse is probably 150 feet from our campsite. And there's a light on there. I'm not afraid of the dark. But that night, I was.
Right.
I felt like something was it was just an uneasy feeling, like something negative was out there. I had to turn around and get somebody to walk with me to the bathroom. I just wasn't comfortable. And after that, I'm like, I know what this feeling is. I'm going to start doing it again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I can tell you've got, you're tuned in. And I don't know why. I'm just, I guess, because I'm psychic. But yeah, that's great. I think having, more people there, the more people you have there, it's either going to go one way or another. You're going to go lights out and it's going to be dead activity, or it's going to be off the chain. But I would highly recommend starting out tiptoeing so much. And I don't know why, I'm just going with what I feel. Maybe smaller teams at first, because you've got a lot of very powerful energy people coming with you, and they're used to you, Greg and Riley. It's not to say that y'all aren't, it's not to say like you say y'all suck, it's not that. They're used to you and they're comfortable with you, but you have some people that are coming with you that have a presence with them.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I would recommend.
I totally agree with you. V has just said that he thinks he can make it to work on time, so you guys might be coming.
That would be awesome.
We'll see what happens. We'll get her done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just see if my body's up to it too. We'll see how I feel Friday, because with everything going on, I just have kind of been puny, I guess you could say, and just so as long as my body's saying yes, and we got the means to get there and the time, we probably be able to do it.
Chastity.
Yes, sir.
All you gotta do is go to Taco Bell and get ready to open that third eye, and you'll be ready.
Is that going to provide the gas to get there? Pun intended. Sorry, bad joke of the day.
That's a cleansing. That's not really. Should be cleansed.
That's an inside joke, Robbie. Sorry, I know he's probably gross, but or a YouTube joke rather.
Mr. Robin.
Nothing against Taco Bell, it's good, but
no, sponsor us too.
For the longest time, Chastity's been talking about her mind's eye and all the different eyes that I see nothing, but I know I got a third eye, and I finally figured out how to open it, and that's just eat at Taco Bell.
well, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's pronounced Taco Hell.
Taco Hell, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and then when I worked for DoorDash, I'd call it Taco Snail because they took forever.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that's super awesome. We got a lot of cool things coming up. No promises, but it's a thought at least.
Yeah.
And I'll have my Bobby Mackey video out. I've only really got I've got a few things to do with the investigations. The investigations are pretty much almost done. It's a 5-part. And I've just got to go back in and do a little bit of framing, I guess you could say, to some of the shots. And then I've got to add a intro and an outro and any like recordings I want to add in, because I have to go back through the audio, and then I got to add a hook. But the hooks can take a few hours at least, because that's 1 minute that grasps the attention of the audience.
Sure.
So that's all I've got left, and I was almost done with it until we had to take a break this week. So I'm going to hop back on that probably tomorrow and get back started, and hopefully no later than not this Friday, but next Friday I'm sure it'll be out.
Well, that's good. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, so
yeah, I figured I'd say. And we did people are going to stop believing me at some point, and that's fine. I don't really care. The people that know me, and that's important. But we caught something else, which Greg and Riley have seen, that is not quite like the apparition that we caught at Henry River Mill, but let's just say it's up there.
Yeah.
So it's one of the better. I've watched a lot of Bobby Mackey's videos now, and I've seen some cool stuff. But this video, it's gonna take the cake for some of them.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I know it is.
Yeah.
But yep, guys, I guess I'm gonna hop off here and get these kids something to eat, and we will be in touch. And Robbie, it's nice to meet you.
Yep.
It's nice to meet you as well. I'm actually getting ready to pop off here so I can get my kid to bed.
Yeah, I understand. I got 3 myself.
Appreciate y'all getting on here, Robbie. We look forward to seeing you Saturday, and you too,
Yes,
you
sir.
and V also. And heck, let's make it a party. Come on, Brittany, y'all come on. Make
I know, right?
We just gotta be quiet going in there, because my contact who lets us in has been out of work for a month with diabetes. She was actually in a diabetic coma for 2 days.
Many prayers.
Yeah, so a new person's gonna let us in very discreetly and quietly. So
Sure. No Taco Bell and no one of those birthday things, the whistles y'all had, and no party hats.
Yeah.
Just nothing like that. No monster bombs or anything before we walk in the door, right?
we'll wait till we get in and shut the door behind us.
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring the Taco Bell then.
All right,
All right.
All right, y'all have a good night.
good night,
You
Robbie.
too.
Good night,
Bye,
guys.
y'all.
All right,
Well, so,
here we are. We did another one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chastity and Robbie, for getting on to kind of help us tonight. We didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot planned, because we can randomly get up here and talk and just jabber on. And
And I've made a list all week long, but we didn't have a lot to talk about.
we didn't even have to use it though. Is there anything you want to say before we get off? We do have St. Albans, so the plan is right now down south, Supernatural. We'll have Dylan back. Oh, Dylan will be back this weekend. He'll be doing his first investigation with us for being off for a few months. He took a little time off to take care of his wife and his new baby boy. So Dylan is supposed to make it back this weekend. That'd be good to see Dylan. I know he's itching to get back into it.
And I think Halo is too.
Halo lives right around the corner. Why wouldn't she come?
Yeah.
She'll get a chance to, maybe Chastity and V can come, and she'll get a chance to meet Chastity, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We'll pray for it and plan for it.
Yeah.
Also, August the 1st, which is a odd night, Thursday night, August the 1st, down south, we will be, along with Chastity and V, Brittany and Ethan, and Angel, if he gets his work schedule planned out, him and maybe even Ruth, I'm not sure, whoever he may bring, be 10 of us, will be going to St. Albans State Penitentiary in Radford, Virginia. And the weird part is the only date they had open we could lock down this time is a Thursday evening. So we'll be there Thursday evening into Friday morning doing an all-night investigation of that place. And after that, they're booked up until December. And actually, they turned the place into a haunted house. So
Yeah.
my understanding is there's props out of there year round too.
Yeah.
Also, my understanding from talking to some other paranormal groups, the guys out of Rockingham, dang, I knew I'd forget their daggone name. I'm terrible. I suck. Anyway,
You suck.
they've been on more than one occasion, and every time I told him when I met him, I was like, man, I met all the guys at the Trivet Clinic when we went to that Parafest, and I said, man, if there's one place within 10 hours of here, 12 hours of where we're at right now that you would tell us we should go, and you're guaranteed to get some cool action, he said, without a doubt, St. Albans Penitentiary. So, hey, weren't planning to go there this year. Really, we were the first time. We lost our original date on my account because I didn't pay the deposit on time. But we are paid. Our deposit has been paid. We had to pay half up front. So the deposit's paid. We're going. And if we don't go, we lose our deposit. That's just how it is. So we will be going this year. Man, we've had a busy year.
Yeah,
We've done a lot in the year. Dang, we're only 7 months into the year.
And luckily, either today or yesterday, Father looked on the internet and Brushy Mountain has an open schedule for October minus a few days.
So yeah, we're still trying to work Brushy Mountain in the month of October. The dates are open. We try to make it as a little short family vacation so everybody goes. So anyway, what you got there?
St. Albans Sanatorium.
St.
not
Albans.
penitentiary.
Thank you, Angel, for telling us that.
Thank
The
you,
whole time
Angel.
I was saying, I was like, dude, you didn't say that right, neither. So it's sanatorium, not penitentiary. It's not a jail. So it's not even big enough for that. Anyway, thank you, Angel, for correcting me on that. Anyway, that's all I got, cuz. What you got?
That's about all I got too.
Well, we're gonna roll out on that one. We'll be going live Saturday night. We'll get set up Saturday night in Grainger Hill. We'll be going live when we can. Hopefully, we can bring y'all some awesome live action. Some like Turtle Man used to say, and he still does.
Live action.
So we'll leave you with that. You want to say the codes and let's roll.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for getting on tonight.
Thank you all for the love, and make sure you like and share this video if you can.
Yep.
And remember to keep a check on the page until this weekend. I will post any and all updates to the page if anything happens. But until this weekend, y'all, you can catch us at that Down South out.
Good night, everybody.